Hello, everyone. My name is Akai Fox, and this is another episode of Every Monday Matters. On Mondays, I like to encourage ourselves to start the week off right with some self reflection and some development to help us start that week on a good note, right? I'm taking this from our Start Where You Are, a journal for self exploration. This week is to dedicate today to learning something new. Describe what you learned and how this experience made you feel. There is a quote here by Explore, Dream, Discover. So for me, today, I was on a podcast for the first time, officially live, publicized, that sort of thing. I've been part of a podcast in the creation behind the scenes, but we never actually posted any of the 3 or 4 episodes we made. And it was a very unique experience in that I was on a podcast talking about something that I think a lot of us enjoy on the gaming Twitch platform, which is gaming. And the topic for today was Disney video games. What this really highlighted and what this really did for me as far as, how I felt and what I learned was that there is no bar for experience when it comes to talking about something you enjoy. I did feel uncomfortable several times, feeling like maybe I didn't have enough experience to talk on the topics of games and, especially like Disney games, only playing, a good handful. Whereas the other 2 individuals seemed that they had a ton more experience. But what it made me realize is despite how much or how little, even just having 1 or 2 that I felt passionate about and that I had truly enjoyed, made me connect with people in a way that I guess I really didn't think that I could. I had a lot of nerves going into a podcast that I knew would actually be published and shared, but at the same time, it was a very safe and comfortable environment. And despite feeling, again, very nervous and a little out of my element, it made me realize, hey, these are people who are talking, who are enjoying a shared common interest and talking about some of their memories, some of their feelings, some of the best things of a game and some of the worst things about a game and some of our thoughts and hopes for where we see things going in the future. And this may not have been a typical application of learning something new, where maybe I try and teach myself an entirely new skill or something like that, which I think I will still challenge myself to also do. But it was a good day to pick this recording and to recognize that putting yourself outside of your comfort zone doesn't have to be huge, doesn't have to be, a giant thing that maybe you're doing something you've never done before completely, but it may be new to you in the way you approach it and the way you think about it. And as far as my feelings go, I do feel like I made some new connections. I do feel a sense of relief that it's done, but at the same time, it also doesn't feel as intimidating and as scary as it did initially going into it. And I do feel like I could comfortably do something like that again in the future. And I think that's the biggest thing to take away with experiences sometimes like this of doing something new is oftentimes we build it up to something scary and something, very, something we want to avoid at all costs. But in actuality, once we do it, once we get through it, we realize that wasn't as bad as we thought it was. And I don't know if you're like me, but I do that all the time where I finish something and I'm like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. That was actually not so bad. And it just is that big reminder to continue to try new things and to experience different takes, different things, different skills, different, things, unique experiences. How many times can I say things? Anyway, I hope this has been helpful for you to remind you maybe it's not so bad. Maybe you should just try it. Maybe you should put yourself out there. Try something new. At least that's my push and my hope for each of you. And if you did do something new, please share it down below in the comments. I'd love to hear some of the things you guys got up to. Maybe you tried something. And if not, you know, maybe just something you have recently tried, whether it was this week, last week, something. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit like. If you want to see more of this type of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for joining me on this Every Monday Matters, and you have a great rest of your week. Thank you.